Alright, so this is going to be my updated review of the Shark Guard. um, Initially, the Shark Guard, which I've had for a while, it's worked really well, but it has a fixed position riving knife, which means as you raise and lower the blade, the riving knife doesn't move. So there's three. It comes with three different sizes, so that you can have a short one, a medium, and a tall one. I always kept the tall one in. But I wanted to have something that was give me more versatility as far as adjusting it, and also to leave it in for some more through cuts, whereas before I would just take it out instead of switching out the smaller blade. So I got in touch with the guys at Shark Guard, who are awesome. Their customer service is great. You know, you call. I've talked to them on the phone before, usually just through email. Very responsive, very helpful. So my initial Shark Guard setup that I have here with the 4-inch port, I purchased on my own. I'm doing this review, same thing on my own, but they did send me the updated mounting block, riving knife, and a zero clear insert. They did send that to me, and I didn't pay for it, so I just want to put that in the video. I totally would have paid for it. It was nice that they sent it because of my previous video, but I just want to put it out there. So let me take this apart for you guys don't know it. I have this friction fit up top there. The guard comes off pretty easy. Just lift it up and slide it off. Okay. So, and I'll pull my plate out. So it's very simple when you're changing the initial or the original guard, which is fixed. There's a little lever in there, same as that one. You just pull it out, and then you could change it. What I want to do is put the new updated guard on, or the updated riving knife, which is adjustable. So you can see that there. It's on behind the camera. So, and then this block, or plate or adapter, whatever the name of it truly is, gets bolted in, if you can see, right where that orange speck is. You can see right there. I'll pause the video and put it in. Basically, you have to take the current mounting bracket off the saw, which I have a Jet JTAS 10XL-1 3 horsepower saw. It's 220. And once I take that out, I will install the correct mounting block from Shark in there. Now, they gave me all the options. There's 4 different options here, and you can tell the difference. It's stamped. This is 1.65 right here, and there is a total of 4 that could work with my saw. It's 1.75, 1.7, 1.58, and that has to do with the spacing of the bolt holes where the bracket goes. So I'm going to take that off, take the original stock one off, and then install this and show you what it looks like. It also comes with a bag of mounting hardware, which I haven't even opened or looked at yet, and he did send me a new zero clearance insert, which I'll have to obviously make for the blade that I'm currently using, which is a multi-purpose Freud blade. It's about a $70-some blade. So I'll initially make that. I'll clamp this down and make the cut so this plate is for this blade, but also I'm going to have to make an opening for the riving knife for this also, which I have to do, and I'll go over that. So I'll show you real quick, get a close-up on what you need to do. I have the blade up here. So let's see if that focuses. Where this is mounted, there are, I don't know if you can see it. Probably don't have the best light, but there's a bolt right there, and there's a bolt there, and I believe that's it. So I need to take this off and then measure and install the corresponding block that lines up with those holes. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'll come back to you and show you how it fits. Alright, so here's a close-up of the little bracket that I need to remove. I've loosened these couple screws, and let's see if I can get my hand in there and still let you see what I'm doing. So I loosened these up. They're just Allen. I'm not sure what size they were, hex, whatever you want to call them. 2 bolts. Now this bracket is slotted, so I think, maybe not. One. easier. Probably easier like this. So that's out first. And all right. Go. And that's the bracket that I took out. So that was in there. It was sitting in like this, I believe, yeah. And it mounts into those holes right here. So I need to measure center to center in there and then match that up with the corresponding block that goes there. Alright, so I took my blade off and I put the new mounting bracket provided by Shark in. It's just two 5/16 by 20 bolts is what I used on my saw. And I used the block that they already had the riving knife mounted on it. It lined up fine. So as you can see, you can adjust this up or down, whatever height you want, just by loosening the orange knob. Pretty straightforward. I'm going to put the blade back on, spin it, make sure it's good. Then I'm going to do a test cut. Actually, before I do a test cut, I'll probably make the zero clearance insert so that I can use it. It's fairly straightforward to put on. Like I said, 2 bolts out, 2 bolts in, and there's the old bracket that I took out. So I want to get a little further along and then I'll be back. Alright, so I got the zero clearance plate in. Pretty straightforward. I'm going to take it out. Hopefully you can see. The orange handle right there, you just loosen that and then you can adjust your knife up and down. Then you tighten it down, which I have it set where I want it. Put that in. Pretty tight fit. I adjusted it a little bit. Got it pretty close. One thing, this hole right here was a little bit off, so it missed the tab. So that's a little below flush. But over here is all pretty close. I'm using the original bracket that came with the Shark Guard, my original Shark Guard purchase. And there we go. That just goes on, and you just tighten it up. You know, if you want, you can take the kickback pawls down. This spring I broke on this side. It's my fault. That one still works good. I just have to see if I can adjust the spring. It got bent. And it still goes on the same way. That, put the clip down. Then I have this dust collection hose, just friction fit in, and you're good to go. So setup, it looks pretty much the same when it's all together. Let's see if you can see it better from over here. There you go. You know, up and down. In the back is the release when you want to take it off. Hit that, pull this up, and then you can just take it off, depending on what you're doing. I do have to take it off for certain things. One of the things I do like about having this is, well, obviously the dust collection, that's why I bought it, but I have a guard on. If I didn't have a guard with dust collection, I wouldn't use it. So it makes me be a little more safe, because I would never have a guard on if it wasn't for the dust collection. What it does a really good job of. Doesn't get 100%, but it gets a lot of it, and I'm definitely happy with it. It was easy to set up, no big deal, a couple bolts, and then I just had to use my square to make sure that the riving knife was square with the blade, which it is. I'll make a couple test cuts and see how it goes. I'm going to fire up the dust collector and then make a quick test cut and see how this goes. So yeah, there's a little bit of dust on there, not a lot. It definitely, when you're doing repetitive cuts or a lot of cuts, it does make a huge difference. Because without this on, you just get totally covered with sawdust. With it on, I really don't get any sawdust on me at all. So I really like this. If you want to check my original video, it's going to be a lot better than this one. If you want to see the actual shark guard from scratch, I was just doing this to show the adjustable riving knife. So there's a good side view of it. And what my setup is, I just have a piece of flex going up to 4-inch. It's just a leg off my 4-inch run, no big deal, with 45s. Quick little bracket that's screwed into the ceiling in case I want to move it, and a homemade blast gate. It's pretty straightforward. I do have the one hose going into the bottom, so I leave that just halfway open because that just gets a little bit of a downdraft, but I have the top one wide open, and it seems to work well. As you can see, there's not much. There's a little bit of dust, sawdust, but not much. So again, I definitely recommend it. The guys at Shark Guard are awesome. Customer service is great. The prices are very fair. They have a bunch of different options for different saws. They have options that you can add on to this guard if you want. You can do 2.5, you can do 4-inch, you can add a light on it. A lot of cool stuff. So I definitely recommend it, and have a good one.